Welcome everybody. Let me make sure the art is working. Y'all let me know if the art is working. Let me see. Yep, the art is working. Let me write this. Bear with me, folks. Okay, I want to say thanks everybody. This is my 1K subscribers. I appreciate everybody here. Let me get started. He'll be here shortly. Hey, Kyle Lopez, thanks for being here. Take the pre-show. If you want to come in, let me know. I'll send you an invite because you're a pivotal person in my content creation. So let me go back. Shark Fin, I send you a link in certain people. I might open it, but that's it's in quotation, not sure. Oh, Jojo, thanks for being here. Especially the females get this. Yeah, thanks everybody. I appreciate everybody being here. Let me do my usual intro. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome. This is Tech for Unique, and I'm celebrating 1K subscription. Bear with me, I'm sick, but I decided to turn on and forget about that. After that, I could be dead, but I'm happy to be here and grateful. All right, thanks. Next time we'll catch up. But I want to say quickly, thanks to Tech the Pre-Shirt, Eric. He always been there. He always been pushing me. I appreciate it. My brother from another mother. You know how it be. With that said, much love. Thanks for everything, and I appreciate you. Hey, Kia, how you doing? And females, get this. But I want to give a little backstory about my journey. My journey began in high school. I did TV production, but it was old-fashioned TV production. I'm a 70 kid. I don't care about age. I'm not embarrassed saying it. It's just a number. So therefore, it was 8 tracks, big tapes, and everything. So how to relearn everything? I went to a vocational school. In the first year, you learn how to master every vocational in every trade. After that, the second year, and the remaining of the year of your academics, you get to pick what is going to go for the remaining 3 years. So I chose to be production, but it was different. But nevertheless, I learned a few things. So it's like I'm retraining myself again. So yeah. So with that said, I took TV production. We learned. We did a bunch of stuff. And we honed our skills and a little bit interview skills and stuff like that. We had assignment, and it was a wonderful experience. So, nevertheless, and it's like it's coming in a full circle because I was like amazed with the actual, today's and age of technology. We could do this from a different mediums. Back in the days, all this no less than 6K and above or more. So you could just get it. I mean, even with this, you could start. Like boom, 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 and get a live stream. So that's what I did. And then I went to, yeah, give me a second. Let me do my intro and then I'll get my guest. So that's what I did. And with that, I continued. And then I went to college. I did a little computer. And then I went to the finance. And now I'm back on content creation. And hey, Spectacular. Salute. Let me give you one of these. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . females get special welcome. And that's what happened. That was my journey. And that's how I became a content creator. I started little by little watching Eric since I don't know if I was a 50, 60 subscriber. And then after that, it kept going. He gave me some tips, and here we are. I'm going to bring you in. My first guest, go like this if you're ready. Hey,
Howdy.
welcome, Michael Pepper. Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
I'm trying to fix this because I'm not.
I just
There you go.
wrapped up recording a podcast.
Yeah, I'm sick, but I'm here. I
And
mean, I slept most of the day, but I decided to make a commitment because, you know, let me salute the females first with this special salute. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I want to do a little recap between you and I. But let me bring my other guest. Let me know if you're ready with a thumbs up. Okay.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Yep. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to give you the floor, and you're going to say how you discover me, know me, stuff like that. And now we good friends, and we brother from another hood. So you get my point. So I'll give it to Michael Pepper. Go ahead.
I don't even know if I can remember. I think I
Eric live stream. That's what I
probably
met
through
you.
Eric through live streaming. That would be my guess. That's what most everybody that I know is through, apart from a handful that were from Kevin Breeze from back in the day when he was really doing his Facebook page and community page and stuff. But I think most everybody else, it's either through uh, Eric's live stream or somebody's live stream, or somebody commented on one of my videos or whatever it was. And so we've known each other for, gosh, it's been 7 years now, I think.
Yeah. And remember when you went to Eric, and there's no disrespect, it's just funny, just to laugh, because this is just lightheaded. We said Michael Pepper, the squeaky voice, remember? I don't know if you recall that. So that's how I met you.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, Taylor?
Man, I don't know. I know I think it was through Nikius's live stream once.
Yeah, either that or Benji,
Nick,
one of those.
yeah, Nikius Molina or Benji. I was just, watching a live stream and you were there on the chat, and at the time, I was brand spanking new as well, and we just started talking to each other, and I think you reached out to me via Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we did.
And to this day, man, and I really appreciate everything you've done in the past and present. You're continuing to do an amazing job on YouTube. You're an amazing friend. You are a advocate for everybody, and you
Don't
give.
be crying.
You give great advice to get people to do better and try to grow their channels, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I'm going to bring it back like Michael Pepper because I'm making jokes. This is just lighthearted. Don't forget, do not disturb. I don't know if you get what I mean, Taylor.
No.
Do not disturb. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the journey been good. I mean, I can't complain. I find good people. I wish I had money, I could travel all over the world, but that happened one day. And, whenever you come around my circle, we'll go to the Apple store because we're in the same state, but it's too far.
Right.
Mhm. So, yeah, so I can't complain. I mean, I learned a lot. I learned to be present in the camera. I learned a bunch of stuff that also helped me with clientele outside. So that's the beauty of this. This is just a portfolio, a stepping stone for other projects too. So I can't complain with that.
Definitely. Definitely.
So Michael, how long do they grow the beard? Because mine's I got to take it off. It's too white.
Um,
We can talk about
I don't
anything. It's
know. I
open
mean,
topics.
I usually shave it twice a year, just as it gets too long. I just did it not too long ago. I, shaved the sides and just had this, and I'm gonna have to, and I'll let it grow, and
Yeah,
probably
don't forget
around the end of the year I'll have to do it again.
November shave, no shave. That's one
What's
thing.
funny is everybody
Hmm.
talks about no shave November, and I always end up shaving in November. Like
Yeah,
that's
that's why I said that. See, I pay attention. Trust me.
Bruh.
Oh, let me give you a special salute to all the ladies.
um,
Yeah.
I see the wonderful Sherry Andrade,
Mhm.
my beautiful fiance, has come into the chat. What's up, babe? She is everywhere. Wherever I ask her to be, she is there, and I love that.
Yep, she's a
Uh,
keeper.
um, Oh my god, I can't even spell today. Okay, here we go.
you know what's weird.
What's
Yeah, go
that?
ahead.
So I was trying to share this on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
Uh huh.
And if you just go in and like select the in the address bar and select it and copy and paste it into X, all it will do is paste just to youtube.com to the main page. But if you go to YouTube's website and you click the share button and then select X, it will actually paste the right thing so that somebody can click and get to the actual live stream.
Oh,
Oh,
So
okay.
YouTube is making it so you can't just like copy and paste. You got to hit like the share button and do it. Otherwise, it just only pastes youtube.com. It doesn't paste the
The
last
URL.
part of it of the URL to get you to the exact like live stream or video or whatever anymore.
oh
Yeah, I'm trying to
yeah.
Plus,
say something.
plus they
Go
still
ahead.
hide it. You only see like you only see the like HTML code. You don't see it doesn't show like the thumbnail and that stuff anymore. Threads still does that. So you got to like paste a picture of the thumbnail and then the URL so that it catches people's attention, because otherwise they'll just see the text, the URL, and they're not going to click on that because they don't know if it's safe.
Right. Right.
And I don't get why they're doing that. I think
Oh,
because
you know what?
Elon wants you to go live and post videos on there instead or something. But
Mm. Yeah, that's why I do it the other way. But it's so far it's been a good journey. I can't complain about it. Yeah, I had the fair share of hate and everything, but you blocked that, and that's why I mentioned that the other day. Because some people keep talking and talking and talking. I mean, let it go. I mean, just hit delete. If it's not constructive criticism, why harp on that? You know what I'm talking about? Our special chat group that we are. I was like, see, and then it become a you problem. If that person is bothering you at this amount of subscribers that you have, imagine when you get bigger, it's gonna hit. You're gonna hit a wall. I mean, but enough of that. We here just to have fun, not to dwell on that. Salute to the brother, technically T. Yeah, I saw the Bumblebee, whatever Michael Fisher case.
Michael, why didn't you tell me that I had the main lights on and not these?
Oh, I didn't see that.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
I saw the light on top, like that light that usually shines and makes a halo on my head. I'm like, I saw that. I'm like, whoopsie.
Well, to tell you the truth, I was streaming with that. So the thing is, I got videos with the Halo, but I'm fine because all that prepare me. You got to start somewhere. You just can't be like, oh, I don't have the right equipment, blah, 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 blah. I didn't care. I went with a phone. I went with Halo. I went with Bed and Behind. And look where I am.
Oh
And
yeah.
the next thing, this is gone. White wall. I got everything. Michael Pepper and LeSean saw everything. And I think you did. So all that's going to be ready for Monday.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
because I tried to install it.
Oh, technically T, how are you, man?
I installed it, but then I installed a little bit and it was wrong. So one of my friends patched it and said, look, you garbage, you're not a construction worker, you did it wrong, you gotta find the
Mm-hmm.
stud and whatever, whatever. So I said, okay, whatever. So he
Exactly.
got it.
Bruh. No, I was gonna take a picture of the screen and then I noticed that my lights were on, so the picture looked horrendous. Now I'm taking another one.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. Apple's not including the USB-C cable in the AirPods with the AirPods anymore. So you have to buy a cable and a brick if you don't have one.
Money grab.
I guess they're thinking if you have an iPhone, if you have a new enough iPhone, you're probably just going to use that cable or an iPad or whatever, and you probably have an extra in the brick or
Hey,
whatever.
hey, Michael, do you have your phone next to you that I could send you a quick message?
I always do.
Great.
Or
That's
my
that's what I like to say, Michael.
What about me? I'm chopped liver now. I wonder what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. I actually should have sent this in group. Never
Oh,
mind.
I gotta make a video on this. I went orange on everything, like accessories. So I'm gonna make a video on that. So see, I went
Damn.
orange.
Ooh,
Even my
yeah.
AirPods.
I actually noticed that. 'Cause I have the live stream over here, and I actually noticed that you were showing that off a little while ago, and I love that color. I really love
Look, I'm
that
gonna
color.
do it. I even went. This is how orange I went. Can you wait? Let me fix the. Look, I even went orange. Y'all can see that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I went orange. Even wallpaper. So no, I'm not the orange that guy. You know what I'm talking about.
definitely.
Just me. No, no, no. Because somebody say you are orange that guy.
So, Luis, what
Mhm.
did you think of the Apple event?
The one thing that impressed me is hearing A on the AirPods. That was very useful.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
two items I was disappointed. The Watch Ultra and the Max AirPods because they didn't did enough, you know. And the Max missed a lot of features from the other AirPods around. The rest was good because what I like is about the camera control is that you don't have to jump hoop to get every setting. Everything's there, so the ease of using the camera and getting your shot is much easier. Oh, 4K 120. Woo!
yeah. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we were
Yeah,
just.
that's going to be a weird. I don't know
Then
that
you
people are
go
going
like this.
to.
Hey, Shark Fin.
Um,
Hey, guy, Lewis. Hey, guys, what's going on?
Sharky, what up, man?
How's it going?
Sharky, I wear it better than you. Mine's whiter.
Oh, I don't know about that. Bad contest, though. But before I forget anything else, congrats, Lewis. Well
Thank
deserved,
you.
and you, of course, you're welcome. And yeah, like we talked about, both in different online, public forums as well as private, great foundation to build on, and just go from there. So that's what it
Yeah.
comes down to, right? That's true for any of us. So good stuff.
Mhm. I'm also going to say to Taylor, he brought this up. Beast got cases now. I don't know.
Mm.
The company Beast the
Okay.
Music.
Yeah, yeah. We talked about that on the podcast episode. That actually, I don't think we actually got to that. I thought I had it in the notes, but anyway. Yeah, but I've discussed that before, and honestly, man, what the heck? I was actually thrown off by that. to be honest. I was actually thrown off by that.
It's in the Apple website.
I mean, I don't know why I'm hearing myself in the background. Is it one of you guys playing?
No.
Oh, I don't know what's going on
It
here.
could be me. Does that help? That help?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
There you go.
No, it's okay, man. It's okay. I'm like, oh, well, am I going crazy? But no, I was very thrown off about that. I actually was expecting, something from them, but not that at all. Like, the beats that I know is audio, headphones, earbuds, stuff like that. When I saw that they made a case, I was like, what the heck? And there wasn't even like any talk about it or anything. It just kind of like happened. And I'm just like, what's going on? But I mean, I think it's a nice touch. I think that they did pretty good. I don't know, I would have to see case reviews and stuff like that. Technically, T, if you're still here, man, I cannot wait for yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you something about the watch, the ultra black anodized.
Mm-hmm.
I took a screenshot. Can y'all see that,
Yeah.
or is it too much clear? You see the circle. You see the middle and the circle,
Right.
and then above here, there. I don't know if it's crash or it's the light.
Yeah.
I'm not 100%.
Wait,
Because
is that a brand new one someone just bought or just got shipped to them?
no, that's the Apple. That's the ultra black color.
Yeah, but who has it? Is this?
That's the event. That's the
See how-
event.
Wow, it's already scratched. Well, there you
Well, I don't know
go.
if it's crash or it's the light. So I'm
I
asking.
think it's reflections from the edge.
But what about this? What about this thing? It's still reflection.
Probably. I mean, the black color is quite reflective still.
Well,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be like the light coming off the top edge. I mean, if I'm looking at my silver one, it had, it looking on the inside of it, you have that kind of reflection too. And same thing on the light hitting the front edge or whatever.
Right.
But
I don't know.
It's all over the place. The reflection. So
Yeah.
it's straight.
Could it be? I think the question is, could it be more prone to scratches? I think the answer is yes. If it's that kind of like the iPhone 7 jet black color or whatever, and yeah, beautiful looking, but man, put a case on it or skin or something, right?
Well, and like my wife, her 14 Pro Max, around the cameras on the back, she would do one of these where she would be like rubbing around the camera lenses while it was like in her pocket, or like she'd just be playing with the phone and she wore like the paint off around the.
Wow.
So
Well,
I was surprised that they took, they didn't. No, that was with their 13. She didn't care. With the 14 Pro Max, I told her, hey, you can't do that. If even if that means you put like a shield over the back of it, so you don't mess it up, I can't have you doing that because we're going to end up selling this or trading it in. I mean, selling it. We're not going to end up trading it in, and so
yeah, I got a question.
trade-ins, they don't care. But
It all affects resale value, and a lot of people don't understand that. So, I mean, I'm sure your wife wasn't intentionally doing any of that, right, Michael?
No.
But
what was funny
better
is trade-in, they
safe
didn't
than sorry going
affect the
forward.
value. But like if you're
Yeah.
going to sell it, obviously you'd have to drop the price a
Yeah.
little bit. I mean,
Right.
people aren't going to see it, but people are still going to want to, $100 off or whatever because it's not perfect
Absolutely.
looking anymore, which I
Right.
understand.
You're buying a used phone. The idea is you want it minty as possible. You don't want it to look used, and when it does, okay, give it to me cheaper because that's a blemish that I'm not looking for. So.
And even when I had my
Mhm.
15 Pro for like 9 months and then sold that, like, when I took the case off, you had to clean it up. But like, if you weren't careful, I had the blue, and if you weren't careful, I saw where people had ones where it was like the oils on their skin had darkened it or like worn through to like, so with the titanium, with some of the darker colors, I'd be curious to know with like the new black, it's supposed to be even darker. That's probably going to make it even more noticeable. I kind of feel like the
Yeah.
lighter grays. I feel like they went with that for a reason because it was less noticeable if it wore. But I guess we'll see. I don't know what color I'm going to get with that yet. It'll depend on what's in stock when I go to Spectrum on the 21st in the morning. I'll be the first one there. It won't really matter. They're never really busy anyways. But, I mean, that will just depend on the color. I guess I don't really care. I'm going to have cases of plenty of colors. So whatever case looks nice with it is what I'll use, I guess. So
I have a question. Why the black Oppo Ultra is called second generation? What happened with the one in the middle that came out? What is it called? I don't know. It's the name of the scheme. I don't get it. So that's what I was asking.
Typical Apple. They just make
I mean,
it as confusing as possible. You know how I feel.
it's still the same. I mean, it's the same phone. It's the same watch. They just went new color. It's kind of like a couple years ago when they did the new color like in the spring.
They got 3 generations. So I got the first generation, the second one that is the same, no name. I don't know what name they call it, and then the black one is the second. I'm confused.
No, but the black one's just a color variant. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I have the Apple Watch
right?
Ultra too, and it's just a different. It's just a new color for it. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So the features are all the same, Michael, right? I think.
Yep. It's just literally a new color. And then you'll get the software update that brings the sleep apnea stuff. Same thing with the Series 9. We'll get that. The Series 10 is kind of a middle ground between whatever, new colors, new chip, a little bit bigger. So
I'm getting no AI. All my stuff are old, so I'm not getting none of that.
Yeah, that's lame. Your stuff is not old, but that's just Apple. Samsung and the others do the same thing, to be fair.
I have iOS 18 on my iPhone 10R, which is my camera for the live stream. And I mean, it's okay. Kind of sucks that I don't get any of the new AI stuff or the new Siri animation. I would have loved to see that. Oh, be quiet, Siri.
What's the weather like? Hey, guess what? My Siri's working again.
Ooh, nice.
Taylor, remember how I showed you the issue?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Be careful. I was going to show my location there. But yeah.
I'm going to track you down, Michael.
I'm on my way.
I actually had to re-record a video the other day because I went to my homepage and I have the weather widget, and I was like, wait a minute, that has my location. I need to. So I re-recorded. I could go in and blur it later, if I really wanted to, but I was like, do I really want to do that, or do I just,
been there,
have it open to what I want it to open to show like the apps that I'm using or whatnot, So.
Been there and done that too many times. I got a freaking
tripod came in.
Nice.
And the tripod, you could do top down. I showed Michael Pepper and everybody else in the chat. It's tricky to get it to work. You got to press a button. It's not easy, but I got to learn how to do it. But it's
so you can. Does that have that? So you can detach it and put it in upside down.
No, it'll go like this for the top down.
Oh, okay.
Like all this column go.
Oh yeah, I remember.
But it's hard to do because you got to press it. So I don't know if mine is damaged. So I got to find out because you press the button. It's a red button. You press it. So it's very tricky. I got it to work 3 times, but it took forever.
Damn.
So I got to make an assessment if
those are safety issues like lock. Yeah, but for most tried, that's a good thing. You want it to be solid and have click stops or whatever they call it.
Yeah, because you could take the whole column and you could put upside down. You could do monopod. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on, and it's pure metal. So for the price, everybody give it good rating. So maybe I'm doing something wrong, pressing something wrong, but I don't know. Who knows?
Look at the instructions, right?
Yeah, it's in the bottom. I did it 3 times, but it's very tricky. So I don't know what's going on.
And I wonder if it has to do like if the thing's supposed to be extended all the way up or not extended, No,
you can move it up and down. That's no
I know,
problem.
but
Look,
like when you go to shift it, some of those require it has to either be all the way out or not out at all, because when you go to shift it, there's a pivot point.
Yeah.
I got the carabiner for to put weights. You can move it any way you want. It does. It doesn't. It don't have to be specific.
Oh,
So
wow.
I don't know. I don't know if let me see if I can get it working. If not, it's fine.
When I was
Nah, it's very tricky.
taking
Put it
my
away.
photo classes, it would be 11 and 12 years ago. Some of the tripods that we had were interesting, like the inversion ones, where basically you have like the legs of it like this, and then the top is normally coming off the off the top. You could take the mount out and flip it upside down and put it up through the bottom, so you could have the legs basically spread out with the camera underneath. So that
Yeah,
was
I
if
could
you're
do.
doing like low shots, like
Yeah.
if somebody is doing video and wanted to have it like low to the ground. But also, if you were trying to get like macros of a flower or something, you could have it up through the bottom and have it supported still. So
I was gonna say a lot of nature photographers do that all the time. Yep.
or
Absolutely.
like in
Yeah,
trees, I've
true.
seen people put it between branches
Yep.
with their legs up and then have it.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I've
That-
seen
that-
that many times.
That's what it
Or
is.
some of them, yeah. Or like some of them, you can just invert. The legs actually have a hinge, so they can just flip all the way up, so you don't have to detach the center part. You can just literally flip it upside down, and yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and yeah, that one can become like a monopod too, which is kind of nice.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Selfie stick.
wow.
It's always nice to have
And
versatility.
you can do whatever Michael Pepper said, you could invert it.
Yeah. So it gives you a lot of options, which is good.
Thank you, Jerry.
See, people don't think about the monopod thing. Like one thing that's nice about that is if you're in an area where you can't set up a tripod, it at least gives you up and down support. So you're only having to support it side to side with your hand. So like people, if you have a camera that has like a bigger lens on it, that's really handy. I know like I'm trying to think of the Latin term, but anyways, bird photographers
Mm.
in particular. Lewis kicked himself out of his own celebration.
No way.
Uh,
Oh, there we are.
That was weird.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't touch nothing.
There
Can
he
y'all
is.
hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't touch nothing. I didn't touch nothing.
I got a weird message that you're not part of the broadcast. I was about to click off. I'm glad I stayed on. I wasn't sure if it was the whole stream. I figured the stream had it ended, but I wasn't,
I just looked at the time and saw that it said live still up in the top corner.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, that helps. Yeah. Good point, Michael.
There you go.
There we
Fortunately,
go.
Bruh.
I think they give you like
Mm.
There you go.
they give you I think it's like 5 minutes or whatever if you've clicked out before it actually ends the stream.
That's
Yeah, but
cool.
I didn't click nothing.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
weird. I was touching this when it happened.
Oh, that's weird.
That's strange.
No,
Mm.
well, remember, if it's
Don't
not
touch
Louis,
anything.
if it's not Tig Wolves, it's not good.
If it's not what?
Tig Wolves in my channel because that's every live stream I gotta have a Tig Wolf.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That is definitely
Mhm.
true. Bruh, you just never know. You just
No.
never
I'm
know.
gonna show you something about this quickly. You see the kind of weight and everything. You got the spike in the ground. So for the price, I recommend it to all of y'all because it's less than 70 bucks less. Something I don't know what taxes. Let me see how much it costs. With everything, 63.73. So it's worth the money.
Yeah. And sometimes on those things they have coupon codes and stuff like that too, right? So
Yeah, when it comes in special.
Or they'll have like a 10% off or 15% off or whatever.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's just enough to cover your taxes. So you're like, okay. maybe you have
Hey.
$50 and you're looking at something and it's like it's $49.99, but then you'd have to pay taxes, but then there's like a 5% off, and you're like, okay, well, or 10% off or whatever. So you do that, and it's like, okay, now I can afford it. People don't think about taxes, or if you have a gift card. I always thought that was
That
a
is-
scummy thing, right? You get a $50 gift card,
That is so
and then
true, though.
it's impossible to have anything be exactly 50. So
Right.
like if you have taxes, it might be like $42.50. Well, now I have $7.50 to figure out what to do.
Right.
Yeah, that's happened.
I committed to orange. I want everything orange.
Ooh, okay.
You and those crazy colors. No, I'm just kidding. It's cool. I'm not a color guy, so
That's one of my son's favorite colors. So
no, orange is cool. I'm just saying that. With any
Oh.
color for me, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
at least you chose a color that's actually a color.
That is
As opposed to a made up color.
Yeah, pink doesn't exist.
No, well, you mean on the color spectrum?
It technically pink does not exist. You cannot. There's not like it's light red. It's
Right.
like
Right.
red and white. It's funny because people like, what do you call the version of blue or green? That it would just be light blue, light green. So
Right.
why is pink all of a sudden exist? Like there was a lady who is interviewed who was a tetrachromatic. So normally with people we're trichromatic, so we see like red, green, and blue. Well, she's
Right.
one of the rare people that actually sees in 4 different. There's like a fourth, so she can see
Wow.
colors that most people don't see. And they showed her pink, and she's like, "Yeah, this color doesn't like." I can tell
Wow.
that it's light red. Like she sees
So-
colors different. It was
Oh, that's
fascinating.
I got a question, Michael Pepper, about that. Remember the dress that people would see in different colors, and it was like, I never get that.
So that uses what's called associative color. So, for example, have you ever seen the trick where somebody's like takes and there's a bunch of black that's like a checkerboard, and then somebody makes one of the squares that would be black, white, but it looks gray, and then they take one of the squares that would be white and they make it black in the middle. So you had, instead of like the middle one being white surrounded by black, above and each next to it, and then the corners being white, it's like a cross of black. Well, the middle one it looks gray when it was actually black, and then when you invert it, it's the same thing. Our brains associate by the colors that are around it. It's the same way that screens reproduce colors for us, because you can only reproduce. You're only reproducing those pixels at like red, green, and blue, different brightnesses of them, but you're combining them, but it's not actually combined. You get kind of like bleed over that combines the colors. Our brains do the same thing with objects, so they can make you think a dress that is supposed to be green or gray or pink or whatever is a color by simply changing the things that surround it.
Hey, Michael, I have a question. Were you ever a scientist in a past life or something?
I was a photo major, and photography is a science. So
okay.
I mean, it is literally. I mean, it's the study of light. It's the capture of light.
Literally.
I mean,
Right.
like lithography is also a science. Technically, that's why people no, it's an art. Well, kind of, but most
Semi.
forms of photography are a science.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
call it an art, but if you're capturing light, which camera literally translates from Latin, it meaning dark room.
Oh.
So most people don't realize you're capturing light. That's a science. There's no like, technically there's no opinion or preference to it if you want to go by like actual, like, this is what it should actually look like. And
Yeah.
this is the actual true color. Now, when you start getting into like expansion into what we do with like smartphones and like preference of look, then it becomes an art. But if you're just talking about like photojournalism or like portrait photography and stuff like that, it really should be a science more than an art. You should be
Definitely.
capturing what's there. You can alter what's there, so that it
Mhm.
fits. Like you can change the lighting, right? And you
Mhm.
can place things around it. That's what you should do. It shouldn't be like I'm going into my camera and like altering so people think that something was there that wasn't. That's my opinion, at least.
Yeah, but let me get back towards keep celebrating talking about my channel. And next thing what I did is I got two um item. People know me because give me a second. Let me see if I can find the other one. Bear with me, folks. Let's see. It's in the top. But I'm just looking for another logo that I want to explain. That's not it. Oh, here it goes. Logo. It was a gift by my cousin. Y'all saw that, right?
Yep, I remember that.
Banner on my art channel was a gift from another creator from Australia. This one was by my niece. So on this one, give me a second. Let me go back to Twitter.
That's how I remember you, Tech for Your Needs. That's how I
Yep.
remember you.
So now let me go back over here.
Now you have the new logos and it throws everybody off.
No, and now and I got a logo, but then I got a mascot. The
Yeah.
mascot was Take Love Your Mama, Big John, and Holla at Your Boy. I was bored in my channel, so I decided to. I'll show you in a minute. I decided to come up with a name. So the name and all that, and the drawing is done by my niece that do tattoo.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait! I pressed the wrong thing. What I do?
Shows the whole camera roll.
There you go. Can y'all see that or not?
Yep. Yep.
Did you get T Fun for, or do I need to explain it? If y'all get
Yeah,
it.
you've had that for a little while. Right?
So that's Take Love Your Mama. Give me the name. T Fun. Take for your niece. So we made that acronym, and that's how I call my people and my crew. Welcome, you part of the T Fun crew, and this is my mascot.
That mascot, that logo or whatever, gives me real like Clifford the Big Red Dog vibes. Like the way that the person who animated the and drew the
I
characters
could.
and stuff and drew the and like the pose and everything is
Yep.
very
Yep.
and like the
Yep.
upward and like the
Yeah, I can
eyes and
see
the
that a
nose and
little
everything.
bit.
It's
Yeah.
real which is
I can't.
I'm saying that like as a compliment. Like
Yeah.
I love
Definitely.
like the animated like the TV series which comes from the book and stuff. So
Yep.
like that's what
Yep.
I
Yep.
and like
I can't unsee that now. I absolutely see
So
that.
that's the way they depicted humans. Your point, Michael, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The
That's
dog
pretty
was the center
cool.
of it, but there were humans, yeah, his owners or whoever.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
there you go.
my niece made it for me, and I'm very grateful. She's a tattoo
Yeah.
artist
It
and
looks
stuff like that.
amazing.
They
T
don't,
Fun crew.
they don't like overdo the eyelashes and the teeth aren't like,
Right.
it's basically
So
just
I
one big
wanted,
white for the teeth and so.
yep. In the future, I want to have that not merch for everybody because I'm not there. I'm not rich, but at least have merch for me so I could wear it. And so I'm thinking in the future. For now, let me grow the channel and worry about that when it comes. But that's my goal with that because that's the mascot. Oh, and this mascot, I'm gonna use it on my channel, so it's gonna be on the bottom, like how people got the subscribe button. I'm gonna use that. So that's what I'm gonna do from now on. Let me welcome Paul Tech. Thank you for coming in. Thanks.
If you make it if you did a square of it, you can have it as like your channel like watermark or whatever you want to call it. That's
Yeah, that's what it
automatically
calls.
put on all your videos in the bottom right hand
So I
corner.
have it as a watermark, but I will not have the square. It will be the silhouette because I did a transparent background remover on canvas.
Mm.
Because I
Yeah,
saw that with Kevin the Tech Ninja, so I said, "Oh, it looked ugly with the square, so let me remove the background."
hmm
Right.
yeah.
Mhm.
What I meant is you have to have you have to have it in a square for when you upload it to them. But if you use a transparent background, then you're just going to see
Correct.
because if you don't, it's going to crop in. So if you do I made that mistake one time is if you do a rectangle and then it like
Nice.
cuts the ends of it off to make it a square.
Correct.
Yeah, I actually I was just showing Michael I'm trying to make a new thing for myself. Just for when I do my podcasts, I want to have a different logo from what I do when I do my Tia Tech streams. I mean, I guess I could have the same one, but I wanted to make it a little different. That way, we could differentiate from a podcast to a real live stream. But I don't know, because sometimes, like, you guys know how sometimes I decide to do a podcast episode on a live stream. So I think to make that happen and make it known to whoever comes into the chat, to have a different kind of logo would be cool.
Let me explain this. This has been over 2 years. It's my fault. I don't know why, but I'm gonna explain this. Not this week, next
That
week.
looks super cool.
And old canvas. I'm gonna explain it right now too. I'm gonna call creators and do once a month useful tech. So what I did, no, I'm not gonna include the phone. I'm gonna just include any tech. It could be cases. It could be power banks. All I need is 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, or 4 minutes, no more than that. A video explaining why it's your favorite tech. And that's the series that I want to do. That's how I'm introducing. Once a month, I'll bring a creator. They'll be like, oh, I got this power bank from Anchor. I love it because of this and that. So they're going to do like a mini review, but from the perspective of using that product everyday life. Not a regular review. I want you to explain why you love it and how you use it. And that's all I'm going to do with that series. So be on the lookout, fellas, for that. 2 weeks from now, I'm going to explain everything again. And I'm going to go for it because can't talk about it. So this is the series that I want to take off. Let me know what y'all think about that and the logo.
It's funny because you say not a regular review, but that is all my reviews are, like, when I use it, how I like it, you know.
No, I mean, but I meant
style, so it's perfect, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
but I
kind of my
mean,
review style.
like Jacqueline, like a day in the life, like you say, not just like, oh, this is what it does. Okay, and that's it. I want usability up from the perspective of every day. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah,
Because anybody can talk about it and do a regular review and top down. But no, I want to do justice to the product. But go ahead, anybody could talk.
well, that's really what it's all about at the end of the day, isn't it? It's the user experience. It's, you know, you can sit there and read a spec sheet and have someone tell you this, that, and the third, of whether they're a creator, you know, a gamer, or, you know, someone like me, financial person, you know, spreadsheets or whatever. But you know, you as the end user, that may not be your use case. Those may not be your use cases. May not be your workflow. You may be something totally different. So maybe you're a cook. You know, maybe you're I don't know. Maybe you're a firefighter, like our friend Eric, right? Lewis from Clubhouse. Whatever it is, and you have a totally different use case with or maybe the product isn't relevant or service isn't relevant to anything you do. But if it is, you might find it. So you'd want to hear from someone like that who, you know, if it's possible, who, or just from someone maybe even somewhat similar to something, some way you would use something as to how they do it. And like, oh, that sounds interesting. Maybe it's something I would be interested in. So.
Yeah, like going outside, like usability you don't have to go outside, but, you know, go somewhere that you're using sitting down, stuff like that. So I just wanted to say one more thing that is very important and dear to me. I want to say thanks to everybody. I said that a million times, but I want to give a motivation speech if y'all don't mind. Look how long it took me to whatever get to the 1K, but it is perseverance. And no matter what is the challenge. Look, I tell you the truth, nobody knows this, but only Shark Fin. I'm not supposed to be on this earth. So I'm grateful that I'm alive. But I'm not going to talk about that story. That's already been, that is personal. I don't want to say it to nobody. But the thing is that I was a kid that I didn't spoke for many years, and look what I'm doing now. And, you know, doing the best ability. But there's people, I can't. I don't have equipment. What about this? What about this?
Right.
What is the excuse? I never put excuse. Yeah, I might not be consistency. I might not be on a regular schedule, but it's all going to change. I don't say that to say it because you don't say it if you're not going to do it. Talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words. But at the end of the day, I feel grateful for, you know, calling you true friends, family, y'all three pushing me, arguing with me. It doesn't matter because that's what brother love do. And Michael Pepper's like, come on, let's do it. Let's go. I'm going to hold you accountable. So, you know, Taylor, with his condition, he's still making it. So if anybody can make it, if we can make it, anybody can make it. Shark Fin showing up, doing speeches on the clubhouse, that's still a form of content creation. So, you know. So if I'm gonna look at the list, if you're thinking that you can't because of the equipment, you're all doing it wrong. Look, I got a white background, and I'm still hitting
Some
the
some
publish button.
people
But go ahead, the mic is open.
some people and I'm not gonna mention any names, but some people have the equipment and don't put it to good use. And it's like, man, what are you doing? I have friends that I tell, like, I think excuse me, I think that this would be a good thing for you. I think that, you would benefit from it. It's something I've learned over the years that, it keeps you busy. Um, and, especially for myself, I have anxiety and stuff, and it keeps me busy, keeps me distracted from thinking about all different things that, you got to think about a part of life, of course, but, it's just a great thing. And if you're passionate about something, you should share that, you know, you should share your tips, even if you're not, experienced person. But if you have an experience, if you have thoughts about a certain subject, turn on the camera and talk about it. Because honestly, man, it's awesome. It's awesome. I love, and the thing is with me, I don't have many friends. Um, the ones I have are true, but I came on here and I met so many people, both close and far away from me, and it's been amazing. We can talk, whether it be on camera or off camera, about what we're talking about now, technology, whatever, um, whatever your niche is, or become friends with that person and talk about personal life. A lot of us do that as well. So the time is now. Honestly, I said it then. I'll say it now. The time is
And,
now.
and I'll say my quote. This is the quote that I made up. I don't know if it's people said it in the world, but I say, if you're not working for a better tomorrow, you're not moving the needle for. That's it. I'm done with the speech.
I mean, think about I'm here talking to you guys who all live. I mean, you guys live somewhat closer to each other in comparison to me, who lives 800 miles away.
Tech preacher, absolutely.
Like if I was driving, I just looked. It's 809 miles from here to Boston, which, and then I don't know, Mark, how far are you from Boston? Like from Boston to you?
About 150 miles, so not
Okay.
too bad, but just far enough away to be a pain in the butt. Otherwise, Lewis and I would have done this easily done this by now. So
Like
hopefully very soon. And I
You're
don't want to
north.
be Taylor too. If
You're
I'm
more
coming
north.
up to there, I mean, it's, North Jersey. Yeah, I'm right near New York
You're
City.
north.
So it's about
north.
140,
3 hours and a
150 miles.
half,
Yeah.
right?
So
3 hours and a half. And me and Taylor, it's like an hour, right, Taylor? 45 minutes?
Yeah.
So funny thing though, for me to get to you, Mark, would probably be about the same distance then, because I would just come over north instead of going down. Because I'm coming
I
from
think so,
Michigan,
yeah.
I would just
Yeah.
So.
Well, you're like sort of western Michigan, like near the capital Lansing, or not? You're not in Detroit. I know that. You're further down.
I'm like more Lansing direction, like
Yeah,
about half an hour from Lansing. So
that's cool.
yeah, more middle, I guess, of Michigan than. Yeah.
So how far is Detroit from you? Is that like 2 hours or something?
2.5 hours.
Wow.
2
Yeah,
hours,
you look at Michigan on the map; it's actually a pretty big state. It's not a small state, so that makes sense.
Well, Detroit's over here. I'm like
right.
So
and then there's the Upper Peninsula. That's a whole other conversation.
Then you're going way up through here, all straight up into the Upper Peninsula. That's like.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. They're actually almost in Canada, right? Or they're above some Canadian part of the Canadian border, something crazy like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I can drive. If I drove about 3 hours over, went through Detroit, I'd end up headed into like Toronto. What's
Right.
funny is
Oh,
to get to New York, like some areas like northern New York, or like Messina, New York, which is right near the border, near Canada. It actually would
Mhm.
be if I was going to go that way, I would get a passport and I would go through Canada because it's quicker to do that. It shaves off like 5 hours than going south
oh,
and coming up and around.
Right. That makes sense.
So,
Wild, right?
but you can drive from where I am in the lower part of Michigan all the way up through into the UP and towards Iron Mountain, which is like the furthest west you can go before you hit like Minnesota.
Mm.
Um, and that's about as long as driving from here to Florida.
Wow.
Like
That's
through
wild.
yeah.
states.
Yeah.
Wow.
And before we continue, I want to say quickly to the viewers, if you want to ask me, just put a Q and colon and ask any questions about pretending how I learned what I did and stuff like that, and I'll answer to my best ability.
Yeah. Yeah, Miles has driven from where he is in New York to near where I am in Michigan a couple times,
Oh
and
wow.
it's
Oh
a
wow.
long drive.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
sure.
want
Oh,
to go
so
to Canada
Miles is
someday, but at the same time, like anywhere that's good in Canada, you're talking about like you're going like 2-3 hours into Canada. So it's by the time I'm
yeah.
doing that, you're talking about I'm at like a 5-6 hour drive, and then you got to get there, and then you got to and that's without however long it's going to take when they stop you at the border going in.
Yeah, of course. Customs. I didn't know Miles is
Nick,
in upstate New York. I thought he was in Florida for some silly. Sorry, Miles, for some silly reason.
hey guys, I'm gonna hop on out of here. Check if you need. Thank you for having me for a little bit,
Yeah,
man.
thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll
Yep,
talk soon.
yep.
See
Good
you,
I'm
seeing you,
gonna
Taylor.
stay
Taylor, as
here.
usual.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Bye.
stay
Work
here.
on work on your editing.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about that tonight, Michael. I really
It should be
don't.
pretty easy. You shouldn't have much to edit out of that, really.
No, it's just it's more so the overlays and everything that I want to put in than
Hmm.
anything else. But yeah, I'll hopefully get that this weekend. I'm shooting for Saturday upload, if not Sunday, definitely. So, all right, guys, I'll talk to you guys soon.
hmm
Sounds
I'm
good,
gonna stay
Taylor.
here
Take care.
Bye.
about 20 more minutes. So let me.
That's
I want
good.
to.
That's good with me. I think I'm almost going for a record in the amount of time I'm going to be on either a podcast or a live stream tonight. Close to it. Actually,
Wow.
the longest I've done, I think it was 6 hours from when I started because I was on I did my
Wow.
own and then I was on with somebody else and then somebody else again and it was ridiculous. But that was continuous. So like Taylor and I did our podcast and it was like an hour and 6 minutes and I chatted with them a little bit before and after. So hour and a half or whatever. And then and then at 11, I'm on with Juan and TK on their thing. And that's usually a couple hours. So it'll be
Oh, that's
fun.
great. I didn't know you're on with them. That's great, Michael. Congrats. What's the 6 hour one? Was that those old ones we used to do with Mark Sequence a couple years back, or is that something else?
I did my own Thursday. I did Thursdays for a while
Mm-hmm.
and I did my own for like 2.5 hours. And then somebody else had like a shorter stream that was like they started at like 9:30 and that went till like 10:30, 11, and then somebody else had another one that they happened to do and that went till like 1 o'clock in the morning. So from
Oh
when I
wow.
started at like 7 to being done was
Oh,
at least 6 hours.
so you had your own, then you were guesting on a few other people's, and just kept
Mm-hmm.
going and going. Yeah, that can
It
be
was
fun though. If you're on a
exhausting though. I was like, ugh.
if you're on a roll, it's like, well, let me hit the bathroom in between and maybe get something to eat. But just yeah, like a marathon. Let's just go
That
for
was
it.
the challenge too. I like
Yeah.
snuck in eating and drinking stuff in there, going to the
Right.
bathroom.
Right. Yeah. I remember on those sequence ones, similar. I had to take a couple breaks, but it was fun. It's enjoyable. A
Oh
little
my gosh.
crazy, but I think we were still in the lockdown more or less at that point. So it was,
And if you ever get a
yeah.
stream that Roberto Blake is on, prepare for 8 hours. Like,
Oh yeah, oh yeah. His stuff is long, man. He's great. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, he's. I mean, it's very comprehensive. I always learn a lot. Even the free ones, I'm not a paying member of his, yet anyway. We'll see in the future. But yeah, he's amazing. But he's just like he has so many great. He's just dropping gems left and right. But be prepared to be there for a while and then sometimes he gets a little sidetracked or people have questions. So it's a regular stream. It's not like he's just doing a video where I'm like, here I'm imparting to you XYZ about content creation. There's all a bunch of other stuff going on, so they do tend to go long sometimes.
Yeah, the longest is Viper. He used to do 8 hours, but Michael Pepper, can you send an invite to Miles because I can't find him on DM.
Yeah, I can send him one here.
I can find it. People. Yeah, we did 8 hours. It's like 7 o'clock at night and finish like at 2, 3 in the morning with Viper, and then Roberto Blake. He do like five hours around there.
Yeah, almost every time with Roberto Blake, he goes minimum 3 or 4 hours in my experience on the free YouTube streams. Yeah.
And then when pandemic hit, I don't care because it's not monetized. I still gotta make the watch hours to get monetized, but I got the subscriber. But anyway, let me continue. On Clubhouse, yeah, the most that I did 9 hours. How? Because I bounced to room and room. Did my room, did a Romy room. I did Lady Hustler. I did Lalo room.
Yeah.
And then you did it a friend room that day. So I went 9 hours.
Right. Yeah. I could never stay 9 hours in one room. I don't think I ever have even come close to that. But like you say, moving around, it's like, for those that don't know, Clubhouse is a social media audio app, and it's kind of like YouTube in a sense. There's like a hallway, and then the algorithm pushes different types of live rooms and what they call asynchronous chat to you based on your preferences and your friends. And you just go listen, and you can join. Kind of like here, you can be on stage, they call it, and speak, like being live on a live stream, and say what you want to say and interact. It's kind of cool. It's changed a lot, so not everybody really loves it anymore. They've had some ups and downs, but anyway,
Yeah, but you know what happened to me? It was weird. The weird coincidence. I finished, and the room is open 2 minutes later. Every room. So that's why we're continuing 9 hours. I was like, what the heck is going on with the universe? I got... Before it was invitation, and I got it because this wonderful person sent me an invite called MPT, Michael Pepper. That's how I got in.
There you go.
I remember that. I got into it early because, originally it was iPhone only. And I happened to hear about it and knew somebody and somebody sent me an invite, and I was like, and then about a couple of days later, I happened to get like 3 invites because they were taking a while, but for some reason they were pretty quick on it, and I sent out a few. I haven't been on Clubhouse since it started. Basically, I used it for like a couple months, I think, and then it was kind of because it was kind of like a live, almost like a radio show, like Howard Stern, Howard Stern radio show. If you think about it, like live call-in, right, type of thing. It was was kind of the idea. It was more like that than like. This would be, it's audio only, people invite you up or whatever. And then, of course, Twitter has Spaces, which for a while was awful, but now they've gotten a lot better.
Oh, yes, they did.
Like, it's just weird. I feel like YouTube could benefit from like an audio only. People come to YouTube to watch, but like I feel like it'd be kind of neat if they had a live audio only type of thing.
Yeah. I like that idea. I remember you being in a Clubhouse a couple years ago, Michael. But yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time. But that's cool. I get it.
Well, that was a weird layout. I didn't know you could do like super small version at the bottom.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, what the heck?
Yeah, before I continue, I want to say hi to Miles. Thanks for coming in, brother. How you doing?
Well, I'm on my iPad, so it's kind of weird.
Oh, you fine.
You're fine.
Yeah.
I was going to use my work computer, but I don't have Safari, so...
Oh, it's cool. Don't forget that Twitter Spaces have video component. I was there when somebody was testing it in the beta stages. I don't know if it's out of beta.
Yeah, they have that now. I forgot.
Wow.
But my favorite one, outside of the traditional social media, is Cantina. But I've never been Cantina that long. But I like the structure of the app. It used to be a video game company run, and then they sold it. I don't know if it was 360 or PlayStation, and they sold it. So that's why they're ahead of the curve.
It's a little, the turnoff for me, as you know, was the bots and the battery life. The battery life you can work around, just plug
Yeah,
in, but the bots,
the bottom are not there no more.
I've heard
They were just,
they've gotten better. So I'll give it another shot. Or also I could do it on my tablet, so that would cut down
it
on the
was a
battery.
phase. To tell you the thing, my brother, it was a phase. People was doing the buzz, but they stopped.
Yeah. I think they were just too annoying. Yeah. It's just, you know.
Yeah, you create your own bar, and then you give a command. You could say, Mile, be super dirty talking, be professional, and people went
Yeah.
overboard. And that was the beginning when we started using it. And now people just mellow out, so they cut all that shit
Yeah.
out. Use my language.
Well, Clubhouse also, I feel like became a lot of, and Spaces is doing this too, where it's becoming a lot of like people talking like crypto and things, but they don't really know what they're
Yeah.
talking about, and they're just trying to sell
Right.
you like pyramid schemes, basically.
Exactly.
Which
you know,
I
being
mean,
a finance guy, I
Sharky,
go out
you
of my
know
way to.
about you know about like totally know about that, and it's getting more dangerous with AI and stuff because
I
people
go
can.
into those rooms and help the good people battle those people, because it's like, not that I don't do that much anymore, but when it was like a year or two ago, yeah, because they were out of control, you know, and people who don't know, and they'll fall for it, right? That's the problem. It sounds great, you know, any get rich quick scheme sounds great until it doesn't work, right? But then it's usually too late to get your money back, so, or you won't get it
The
back. So
message is in the bottom, but you're not obligated. So,
The
there you go.
I never you see I never understood the whole crypto thing because it's like, okay, so you mine it, but it's something that
mhm.
literally somebody one day just decided we're gonna like make up fake money basically, and we're gonna control like how many you can mine, and we're gonna determine like that's the. I understand there's a mathematical purpose like for discovering
Yeah.
formulas and stuff, and there's like they've used it to try to like analyze information and create cures, but like my thing is if you're making it so that it's related to money, then it tells you one thing: the only reason people are doing it is for the money. Shouldn't they be like
Just to
trying
make
to
money.
find that for not money? Like the pharmaceutical companies could do it and invest and buy the equipment and get the same purpose, but they're like crowdsourcing a way of, I don't know. I was gonna make a funny reference too, and I was gonna say you're getting rid of the remoras in the group. And if
Well,
anybody doesn't know what a remora is, it's literally a sucker fish that it's known for
oh,
finding
okay,
onto
cool.
sharks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I think the worst thing not to get a big thing on it, but it just, for me, it's like, you think of all the dark, this is called crypto for a reason. It's from the Greek, from hidden, right? And that's the purpose of it, to your point, Michael, is to keep everything below. They'll say, well, with Bitcoin, there's proof of work and all this other crapola, Even if that's true, it's still not the same paper or electronic trail as you'd have with any other type of security or asset, for the most part, right? And think about the people who use it the most. It's a lot of it. There is this, sadly, a lot of it, to your point, is dark web related. It can be money laundering, terrorist finance, even terrorist financing related. 100%. I don't know if you guys know this. I'll just say this: 100% of, from what I understand, ransomware is based on cryptocurrency, Bitcoin or some other one. So that's a problem, and that's why, because it's so hard
And
to. Yeah.
I
So
mean, and
it's I don't like that.
you know, I want to say this without because YouTube will kick off if you don't use the correct, but
Uh,
particular trading of things that aren't legal and like basically people and other acts, as I'll put it that way, are quite often like dark web stuff, like you were talking about.
Mhm.
Like,
yeah.
so, my cousin's cousin, it'd be my dad's, so my dad's brother's wife's niece. So it'd be not related to us, but she actually went missing like years ago in the Detroit area. Her story was on
Well,
America's Most Wanted.
well,
With uh
yeah.
John uh
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Walsh.
Yes.
And that stuff is still going on, human trafficking and
Yep.
children trafficking and
Hmm.
all that stuff, and they use, this for that, or like hiding hiding money so that you don't pay taxes, because like, how do you prove its origin? So, you know, if I had $100 million and I was like, well, I want to make it disappear, like I don't have $100 million, I can buy Bitcoin essentially, and now I don't have $100 million because the money went away.
Exactly.
It's like, can you imagine if I just said, you know what, I'm just going to sell you $100 million in bread and say, well, we're gonna say that it's bread, and we're not really going to define the value, but at some point, you can hand me that bread back, and I'll give you, you know, if you give me 1% of that back, maybe I'll give you $1 million, or maybe now I'll give you $1.5 million. Like, that's kind of how it is. It's like some undefined currency that you can use to exchange for benefit and ways to get around legal, like, handling of your money.
Yeah.
Without putting it, and then it goes offshore to who knows where.
Right. Exactly.
And it can't be tracked because it's all in strings of code that make it more difficult.
It's often foreign companies and governments, and we can move on from that. I know I don't want, you know, I don't even want to lose the stream, but it's like, it's just, even if you take out all the criminal and bad things, the criminal element, all the bad things of it, right? There's still, no one's proven to me yet, and I've studied it for a few years now. No one's shown me a unique use case for it on the good side. Okay, so it's not a transaction processor any better than any other one. It's not a store of value. It's not a hedge against, you know, increasing interest rates or hedge against inflation. And it's not a good sovereign currency. Ask El Salvador; it kind of failed there, from what I understand. So it's like in what was it? Wolf of Wall Street. Sell me this pen. You know, give me something, a reason to. What would be what's the added value of crypto for a good person to want to use it over anything else? And they haven't made that case.
Yeah, there's no more security over it versus like me, like let's say I'm selling merch. Like, why would I select, like, say you gotta, like, send me crypto, like Bitcoin, versus just paying with your card and I get US dollar that's backed by our government? That's the other thing.
Exactly.
As far as my understanding, there's no protections under like you know, normal money. You have, you know, what is up to $250,000 per account or whatever under the. There's none of that protection.
FDIC or
FDIC or any of the.
Right. Yeah, there's another one called
or the international.
Yep. And there's SIPC to protect you if you're in a bad brokerage firm and you lose your money. They protect you up to $500,000. FDIC covers your deposits up to $250,000. There's no, and I think even credit unions have their own protection. Crypto has no protection, so yeah, it's bad.
Well, they do if you want to get scammed, where they sell like crypto insurance.
Right.
And how do you pay for it? With more crypto.
With more crypto.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, listen, but enough of that. I mean, people already tune off.
We can relate it. We can relate it to tech though, and talk about, you know, how, if you think about related to like AI and the stuff that's being announced, we need to really be cautious with like. Yes. And look at people that have the knowledge and understanding of it and have done research. And that's kind of what I'm looking in. That's what my direction with some of my non-product content, with my discussion content, has really been about. I mean, and I've been talking about this since like 2 years ago, before AI was even popular. I was talking about ethics and stuff in machine learning and all that. Like that, I think that as creators, we need to not just focus on the products, but like the dangers of the software that we're utilizing within it. And how to protect yourself.
I received a message on what's it called? Cash App. It said it got a little circle with one message, but when I click on it, nothing come up. So I don't know what it is.
Could be some scam,
right? Sometimes there'll be a notification up on like in your profile icon that will.
Okay, I'm in my profile, and then where I go.
Mine does it too. It just won't go away.
Oh, okay, cool. That's fine.
Occasionally, it's like they made an update to the app, and it's a notification that's perpetual, and it just won't go away until at some random point it decides to, or like somebody sends you money in there, and then it clears everything out when you check that.
Well, thanks for clarifying that. So,
Yeah.
clarify.
That's when I went in and set my Cash App where if somebody sent me money, I get a text, because that way I don't have to be like, oh, I'm not getting the notification because I turned off notifications for other things, so I'm not getting the constant perpetual one from them that doesn't go away. So,
You gotta teach me how to do that later.
yeah. Then you have to be careful, because then you get just bombarded with texts from the app with some of them.
I guess so.
Yeah, I did that with PayPal. It's really annoying.
PayPal's, yeah, they're pretty bad with that. Cash App is a little bit better. They'll send you stuff like when you get, if you like, if somebody sent you money, or like if there's some new update to the app. But other than that, it's not like every day that they're sending stuff. And you can turn most of that off.
So I'll tell you one thing. Go ahead. Sorry.
Say people just click the terms and service agreement on that stuff without thinking about it. That's another danger,
Yep, that's everything, right?
Well, my numbers have been, I was gonna say my numbers been fluctuating, but that's to be expected. I think after 3 weeks they're gonna mellow out, and I'm appreciative for the people that came. I got the shout out because this person, he said, it's time to move the needle, and I'll be working on videos because there's no excuses, and I got one that's very simple. So I'll see if I feel better tomorrow. I'll do it because literally I'm hanging by a thread. I decided to do this because it was just a one time in a lifetime. So I say hell with it. Yeah, my throat hurts, but I'm still here. So
yeah,
rather celebrate now than celebrate later, because if later's not here, you know what I mean. But I'm going to be sad. But go ahead.
I hang by threads too. See, it's right there.
Yeah. Good one.
I like that social media app.
I like it better. I have like 1/10 of the number of followers on there that I do on Twitter, but I can post something, and sometimes I'll have like 500 views like overnight, or sometimes it's been like I had one that was like 10,000 views, like that.
Wow.
Where on Twitter I'll post the same thing, and it'll be like 10 people that found it. I think because there's so many more people that are in all the bots and the ads and stuff, and because Threads isn't as popular yet, they're not like bombarding with as many ads and stuff because they want people to use it until they build up, and then they'll do the same thing. I feel like that's the rotation with social media. Like Facebook existed, and then all of a sudden, with all the ads on there and the junk, and it's become mostly for like older people. So then the next new thing was like Twitter, but then Twitter got bombarded with, so the Threads is the next thing. And I think in 5 years that Twitter is going to be like Facebook, Threads is going to be like the new Twitter, and there'll be some new app in that's going to be like, come join us so you don't have all these ads. And it's always going to be a rotation, because it will be like, okay, there won't be as many people for you to approach, but there also won't be as many ads for you to combat with. So there's a balance, and it's just going to be a rotation. Every 10 years, there'll be some, new app that comes in. And then in about 5 years, they got enough people. And 5 years from that is the new rotation. And it just keeps going in circles.
Yeah, but I'll tell you one thing. Back in the days, there was two apps, Meerkat and Periscope. Meerkat was the first one. Twitter got Periscope and say, let me bully Meerkat. And less than a month, Meerkat was out because Meerkat was independent and small. I was in both apps, and Periscope took over, but that's a shame. Company bullying other companies out of the way.
Yeah.
Like
Miracast was on it.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think I heard of
Apple and OnePlus had an event. Apple said, no, I want to do it this day. You got to move. So you get my point.
Pull him out of there.
Go ahead.
I was never on. One thing I never used, I think, was that I was never on was Google Plus.
Oh, that was the best app in the world of social media.
And Hangouts used to be. It used to be you could come on and join live on YouTube with other people via Google Hangouts, and then that went away. That's why you have like StreamYard and other things. And now you can like co-host via YouTube, but you can only do 2, and you have to have a channel, and somebody has to like you. It's not just like normal like this where you can just send a link to somebody. You have to like do through their channel, and then that also gives them, I think, more control than you might want to give somebody. So if you're just having a guest on, you don't necessarily want them to have. But if you was like, if I was constantly like, let's say Lewis and I decided, you know what, we're gonna do a weekly live stream together as co-hosts. You could do it just through YouTube that way.
Yeah,
but
but
like
I got a
anything
question with that.
you don't want to do that.
But I got a question with that. I mean, when you co-host, never mind, I forgot. I guess I'm getting too old. Can't remember. Yeah, it was a good question, but I can't remember, so I'm not gonna even break my head.
I think when you co-host, I think it goes on both channels too.
Yeah, correct. That's what I was gonna talk about. That was, and also you could give permission to one of. Oh, okay. I remember the question. When you co-host, do your channel have to have certain numbers of subscribers before you could co-host with another partner?
I think they just have to. The other person just has to have the option to go live. So it's like, which they don't give you until you hit like 100 subscribers or whatever it is. It's more
Correct.
minimal than it used to be, because I don't want just anybody. I think that's it. It's not it's not anything crazy. I don't know if you can do new, like somebody that's a new channel. I haven't tried it. I could set up a new channel and then test it on my,
Yeah, right.
Very fun.
test channel.
Thanks for coming in.
Very.
Actually, I already have a channel that doesn't have very many subscribers that I was gonna turn into something and didn't, that I could test it with.
Do you have 2 channels or 3? What about the circle channel you should do with the other people?
Oh, that
Circle
was like
something.
Tech Circus was its own thing. But I have a channel that was just gonna be like straight up Apple stuff. It was gonna be like talking about their history in a bit and like analyzing Apple's. It wasn't gonna be like necessarily devices or things like that. And it was literally just their history. It was the history. It was called Define Apple, and it was going to be like basically talk about like what defines them, and it was going to talk about design and things like that. Then I was like, I'm going to run out of stuff to do on there, and it's just going to become like an Apple review channel. I'm like, there's already plenty of those out there.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be like, I only do videos when new products come out, and I just kind of talk about the changes. I could do that. I thought about but that could just be its own like topic or category of things within my main channel. I had a Behind the Minds one that was going to be.
Yeah, I love that one.
I remember that.
But that was going to be. That was kind of going to be more of the interviews and put those on there.
It's coming. It's coming.
Doing too much. Doing too much with too many channels isn't gonna happen. So I was like, I'll just keep it all on one thing, and so I do plan on.
When you finish, but go ahead.
I guess I could make an official announcement and say I'm coming back to live streaming next week.
Yay!
Thursday nights at probably 9 Eastern Standard Time, so that way it's like 6 o'clock. I used to do 8, and then everybody would show up at 9, like as I was already an hour in and getting tired. So this way I can start at 9.
Yeah.
Only do an hour. I don't have to worry about it because everybody that's on West Coast, it'll be 6 o'clock their time, so it's perfect. And it's not too late for our time. I think 9 to 10 is, and nobody's really doing Thursday nights anymore. For a while there was a group of us. Well, for a bit it was just me, and then me and Tech King Mike were doing kind of and then Ike, and then I went away, and Ike and Mike were doing like back-to-back thing, and I was gonna go in like after them, or before one of them. I did that for a little bit, where it was me, and then it was Ike, and then it was Mike. So it was Michael, Ike, and Mike for a little bit.
What's going on with those two guys? Stopped streaming regularly, also.
No, Ike was dealing with some stuff like new job. and I think he was working on moving or something maybe. And then Tech King Mike, I mean, I know he's had some personal changes that
But he dropped a video.
So
He dropped a video.
New job. He's moved. He's gone through separation, and he's just focusing on family and stuff, and how he wanted to change. Yeah, he's back, but he just goes by his name now on it's just on Twitter and stuff. It's his, he doesn't have as Tech King Mike anymore. It threw me off. I was like, where'd he go? And I was trying to search for him, and I was like, oh, there's
the same
Michael
guy.
Thomas II or whatever. Like, there's the.
You know what they say. Life happens. So understandable.
I'll give you a little fact and fun about me before we close this. When I had a hard time, more than 5 years, trying to get my URL, because the traditional way of getting Tech for Your Needs, it wasn't working. Was my name. Tech for Your Needs was a phrase that my niece Kiami, the tattoo artist, said, no, that needs to be your name. She convinced me to switch it, and I switched it, and the traditional way of changing the URL never worked. It was thousands and thousands of YouTube videos saying it, but then Sean, whatever, Think Media, Sean, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Oh, Canal.
Canal. And he gave me a different way how to do it. And he's the only person, and I was successful able to do it. It was a scary way, but nevertheless, after that, I got the right URL. And then after that, it came the @ sign. If you didn't pick your @ sign right away, you lose that if somebody picked the same of your channel. So that's what I did.
It's interesting because if you put in Tech for Your Needs, like with spaces in between it, still with the 4 as the number 4, you get a completely different channel.
Yep.
There's somebody that has that with like spaces in it. But if you put it all as one thing, like he has it there, it comes up as his channel, which is nice.
Let me check it. I wonder if he's been longer than me. He or she. I'm checking right now.
And then there's a Tech for Your Life. Which is completely.
Too.
So.
Tech for you.
Yeah, then there's Tech for Mob. There's a lot of Tech. Tech for You.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm trying to Your Needs.
I had a hard time getting mine for a little bit. I had to like
Oh, you only have 3 subscribers.
When I was going to do tech discussions, I had to make the O a 0 in order to get it because somebody else already had on Twitter, but wasn't even active for years. And I feel like you should be able to like submit something that says like, hey, I want that. I'm actually going to use it. This person just sits there and doesn't even use their, page or whatever. Same thing on YouTube. I had to like set it, and then a little bit later, I went and noticed that the page was gone, so I could get it. Then I was like, nah, I'm just gonna go back to my Michael Pepper Tech name and use it because I already had enough branding with that. And as people, MPT now is a brand thing. So, hey,
and you know what I like about that? People don't say Michael Pepper Tech; they be like MPT. I noticed that.
I had a new thing happen with one of the brands that was interesting. So you know how I always end my my videos now with peace and love.
Yep.
One of the brands I interact with, that's how they ended one of their emails the other day, was peace and love, and then signed. I'm not going to say her name because I'm not giving out PR rep names, but I was like, oh, that's cool. I see, you kind of, and they're like, yeah, we liked it. So a little personal. So, they're not using like a bot to write their emails or like a program to do it.
Yeah,
which is kind of nice.
Can you guys
Some
hear
of them do. I can.
You guys? Okay, cool. Yeah, because I got a phone call between, so I just want to make. Okay, cool. Thanks.
So it's pretty amazing when you have that where like brands reach out to you and you can tell they're actually watching and not just using something that like grabs your most recent video, the title of it, and makes an assumption of what it was about, and it's completely wrong.
You know what? My gears. Amazon people, they'll send me a lot of links. Buy it and we pay later, and they don't know about your channel. They'll be sending me weird stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't click on links unless it's like a trusted, and I and you click on the name. You
No,
click on
I don't click
who
on it,
sent
but I
it.
read it.
So like you click on who sent it, and you see their email address, and you see it's like legitimately from them. And it's not like 01427 bob@gmail or something, weird.
Right.
Like this people,
It's legitimate.
they keep
Mhm.
messaging me on Facebook.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Jeez.
but it's like a legitimate, or it'll be like person's name at PR dot whatever, so it's a legitimate.
Yeah.
Then I might click
Right.
on the link because it's the legitimate
Yeah,
website, but
okay.
and they tend to show like a picture, like a screenshot of it, and then the link, so that way, because they know that people won't click on the link if they can't see like where you're from. The random one was, I had one where they're like, "We'd like you to test our product." They didn't even tell me their brand. I just immediately deleted it because I was like, any brand that actually is somebody I want to work with is gonna know to like tell me who they are. I had Poetic email me the other day and wanted me to work with them, and they didn't, like, the person didn't say their name, so I just responded like, to whom it may concern or whatever sort of thing, because I was like, I don't know. And then the next email came with the person's name at the end of it. But it's funny because some of the companies are more like indirect, or they're like more laid back with how they interact.
Yeah.
And what was funny is I was like, yeah, I've been using your guys' cases for like years now on things. Of course, I'd love to get one and review it if you want to send it to me. I was going to buy one, but if you want to send it to me, sure.
Yeah, because once you hit a certain caliber, every company is gonna find you, and then you gotta start saying the no, because if not, you're gonna have a warehouse. I talked to a lot of creators that ended the position, and they're like, "Oh, I need to get this, because I'm a beginner," and then they burn out and get overwhelmed. No, don't say yes to everything. Say yes to the stuff that you need to use, and like I say, improve your day-to-day life. Yeah, you're gonna say yes to everything. Once you hit that certain caliber, trust me, I heard a person that he had to stop for a whole month doing reviews because he couldn't. It's like, I can't. I already got like 30 boxes in my house, and I don't know where to put them. I only live in the studio.
I've already kind of developed the point where there's like certain brands that I'm working with that are ones that I really wanted to work with, and I will work with like every year when like new iPhones come out or new whatever. Um, and then I'll have like a few new brands in there. But I'm gonna get to the point where, yeah, it's gonna be basically like maybe these are the brands, and I'll have enough cases to review until the next year from just certain
Also, one
brands.
thing quickly before you continue. You saw when Telecity sometimes showed the example of boxes and boxes, and he was like, "Oh, I got a crate of milk. There's 5 of them." He showed them. He's like, "You can't. You're gonna go crazy." But with that said, I want to close it because I'm feeling very bad. I'm super sick, and I want to just give you the opportunity and say thank you, everybody, for being here. Any close remarks you want to say, and anything, just go ahead. The mic is open to anybody could talk.
Congratulations on 1.58K subscribers.
Yeah, it's going up and down, but it's fine.
It's fluctuating.
Into
You've
it
almost
never
doubled from where you were like a week ago, though.
It did, and then it went down, but it went back up.
Take advantage of it. Make content
Oh
as
yeah.
you can. Don't put out too much, but don't wait too long because people will leave.
Oh no, I'm not waiting. I'm even sick. I'm doing the video tomorrow. I already did B-roll.
I was
Good.
gonna say you're not super saff. You're super sick.
Oh yeah.
No,
And
congrats again, Lewis.
thanks.
Well deserved, and yeah, just keep it going, like you said, and
Yeah.
Tom, I mean, we'll hopefully it'll be 2,000 or 5,000 in the not distant future at this rate. So we'll see.
And don't forget to stay your ears open next week. It'll be the announcement of the series. I'm gonna do a proper video. You saw the logo. I want to take that off because that's one passion project that I really want to convert it into something big and take it to different companies and brands. Because by then they could give me products, and I'll be like, okay, you give me a couple of products, I'll take 5 of those and do 3 for me and 3 for the person and I can share the love with another creator that's up and coming that I trust that creator. Well, I'm Michael Pepper. I got 10. We're going to split it because it's going to be part of the series. So that's what I want to do.
Yeah, it's crazy with all this stuff. I already had one company. They're like, when do you think you're going to be able to get the video? I'm like, well, I'll be able to get the device this day, and I need like a week, and I already have cases ahead of you. Like, that's the reality of it. Like, if the company's already sent me cases, they're priority. But I was like, but I've worked with you guys before, so I'll slot you in at second above cases that I already have, because they can't help that it takes a little bit longer for their stuff to ship. But I'm also gonna, not push another company away. So it's like, I am not taking like any more cases that come in from companies. I'm gonna have to tell them it's gonna be 3 weeks.
Yeah, you gotta be honest, and also you gotta break it down because if not, that's the burnout because you're
It's gonna be the middle of October. Like, that's the starting point now, because I'm already up to that at least by now. So
you can't be a yes man because that's also gonna impair your mental health as a creator. I speak that a lot in Clubhouse, and that's one thing that
and most of them understand. Either that or you're gonna have to pay me because then I'll prioritize. Because
What about batch recording if they easy?
I can do that. I mean, that's what I'm gonna do with some of the cases. But it's like the other thing is I have to actually have used them, so I can't I'm not gonna necessarily just put the case on, talk about some of them I can put them on and just talk about if I've used the case before and I know how they wear. But even then not, because as we know, from T's videos, year over year, they can change. They can get better. They can get worse. So for me, I want to put it on, kind of use it. So I'm not going to just put it on, take it off, put it back in the box and be like, here's my review. So,
and this is the person responsible for everything. Thank you for the shout out. I appreciate it, brother. Everything's working out, working more videos as I promised to myself. And I'm about to close the live stream because I've been here a while. My head is pounding. I want to say thanks everybody for coming in. But that said, don't forget to stay techie, folks. Bye bye, everybody.
Peace and love, everyone.